And it goes a little something like this.
Thought you might be interested in this. So this is a black book of mine from about 20 years ago. And well, let's get into it and you can see. First of all, the cover's very interesting because, you know, stickers on a black book, very usual. But look at how sort of, you know, ordered they are. And this is a trap I used to fall into quite a lot, of order, trying to get everything sort of ordered. I let that go, you know, chaos is the way, trust me. So let's get into it. First of all, first thing you'll notice is all letter styles. Loads of letter styles. Stickers. Used to do a lot of stickers and slaps and stuff. Second thing you might notice, loads of colour. Yeah, great. Third thing you might notice, I'm just guessing here, but look at the style. It's all over the place. And I was a lot more adventurous with style in those days than I am now. Throwy styles. I was never great at throwy styles particularly, as you can see. Now we get into style. Again, yeah, so you can see that I've got a really, I mean, two varied styles there. What, you know, really, really varied. That's almost like a sort of pseudo LA style. I spent time in Los Angeles in the 90s, and it was very influential on my graph style at the time. So yeah, styles. I mean, I'm not crazy about any of them now, but I wouldn't be, would I? It was 20 odd years ago. Yeah. That was quite nice. I like that one. These are all quite neat. Another throwy style there. Cronk. This was just a word that my mate gave me. That was. Do you remember the cronk scene? Only lasted about 5 minutes. I just thought it was a great word, so I started to write it on this page. That's too neat. I mean, I know I'm saying that, you know, it's neat. It's all sort of, no, it's too tight. It's too structured and ordered, you know, for my sensibility nowadays. This as well, you know, you can see the letters are all sort of congruent and all that. That's the nicest one so far for me. But oh, I'm still on cronk here. Look at that. Quite a nice hand style. I've never been great at hand style. It's not really my forte. I leave other writers who are far better at hand style to do it than me. Okay, so these letters have always been my go-to. These are sort of the sharp version of this kind of thing. And I've sort of gravitated back to these over the years. Hope you can see that one. Yeah, that's a bit clunky. That's a bit clunky as well. You know, nice ideas maybe. Another throwy style. Not a very good one. You can see that I'm trying. You know, I'm still trying lots of different things. Style-wise, colour-wise. Lots of experimentation with colour. Not quite nailing it, but you know, it's there. This was my mate. He's actually very famous, but I'm not going to tell you his real name. You would know it. He is exceptionally famous. And I know that sounds like a proper sort of little carrot that I'm dangling there, but I'm not going to say it because I don't think he goes by this name. This was his MC name, Eth, or Ethics. And for those of you who know, you'll know. I quite like those at the time. Yeah. Oh. Now, this is when I start to get into my own thing a little bit, because you can see that I'm far better at characters than I am at letters already at this point. So I did this rabbit and just out of my head, you know, and I was really pleased with that. And you know what, today I'm still pleased with it. I'm using a variation of colours here at the time as well, and you can see these pens that I used here are not very good. They were quite cheap, and 20 years later you can really see that the colour has degraded quite considerably. These ones, a bit more expensive, a bit more alcohol markers, haven't degraded at all. These ones, not so good. I won't say the brand because I'll probably end up working for them at some point. So, oh, there's some more. Again, you can see that I am far better at characters than I am at letters and colour combis in letters. That's done with paint markers. I mean, I'm loving all this creativity. I loved it at the time as well, but you can see, you know, it hasn't really stood the test of time. It was a nice stepping stone, you know. Fusion, that's for a DJ that I knew. You can see, can you see the LA influence there? I can see it really clearly. This sort of LA influence is not as good as people like Asota or Else or any of those sorts of guys, but you know, you can see that there's an influence in there. Sort of Los Angeles West Coast influence a bit. Not so much there. That's Ethics again. More sort of slightly LA kind of gnarly stuff. Not great with the old negative space either. Yeah, hadn't quite learnt that one. Rather throwy style. I don't know why I bothered, frankly. That's far too blocky for my sensibility now. It's done quite. That's quite a nice fill though, actually. Geometric fill there. Also, that's done in. I think that's done with paint marker. Yeah, and paint. Yeah, paint pen. So that is. It's a nice sort of uniform colour, at least. What on earth was I thinking there? Just trying stuff, aren't I? Yeah, just trying stuff. This was an early attempt. I say early, I mean, bear in mind that when I was doing this, it's only 20 years ago. So technically, I've been writing for, how long? 15, 16, 17 years by this point. So I wasn't a beginner. I wasn't a beginner, but I wasn't really any good yet. It took me a long time to get good. My little rabbit character again. Yeah, not great with the space. Still trying stuff. Top marks for trying stuff, right? Those are some nasty colours. I don't know what I'm thinking. Great crew name though, right? In Search of Angels. That's not a bad hand style. Looking at that one there, it looks alright. That's quite a nice fit. I mean, it's not perfect, but I quite like the fill on it as well. I quite like that. It's quite neat and everything. Yeah, alright. 6 out of 10. I still quite like that. It's not a brilliant design, but I quite like what I did with the colour. I took you know, the colourway is obviously a take on a colour spectrum. You know, greens through blues, through pinks and purples into oranges and reds and yellows. That's quite a nice idea. It's been done to death, but you know, I have actually done that quite nicely there. In Search of another nice hand style actually there as well. That's all right. My hand style's just got worse over the years. Love the colours on that. So it looks like I'm starting to get a handle on colours at this point. I've got a bit of handle on colours, you know. Interesting little blue drop shadow there. And the yellow and the orange and the red all go beautifully together. That's a really lovely colourway. I mean, again, also adventurous letters. I don't think they're very good, but taking some risks, you know, trying some stuff. Again, that sort of, you know, pseudo LA gnarly style. Yeah, you know, white fills, interesting. It's all right, isn't it? Something's okay. I'm getting there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Big fat white lines on these, you know, remember those big fat white sort of highlights people used to do and stuff? I wasn't crazy about that anyway. Your classic crumbly stone bit. That's it's all right, that. I mean, you can see the cheapness of the pen, right? Can you see that? The cheapness of that colour? That is cheap colour. You've got to spend more on your colours if you want them to work better than that. That is not, you know, see every stroke in there, can't you? That's not great. But as a piece, that's all right, actually. That's okay. I can live with that. I can live with that today. It's fine. That, on the other hand, is awful. Now that there, I'd say today that is still one of the best pieces of art I've ever done, really. I went to abstract graffiti somehow, and I did that. And that is actually in the book Sticker Bomb 2. Get your copy of Sticker Bomb 2. That is a sticker in there. It still works today. It's one of them pieces that I've done. That's why it's probably one of the best pieces I've ever done, pieces of design that I've ever done. Because it still works today. It just works. Really simple idea, and you know, arrows and bubbles. That's it. A bit of hand style. Done. I still love it right now, even 20 years on. Yeah, I tried to take the idea of abstract further, because these are all abstract pieces, these ones. Again, you know, nice little hand style there. He's got a nice hand style. Yeah. Yeah, didn't quite work anywhere else. Like, those arrows are terrible. Black arrows. Okay, this is the beginning of the idea of the old containment thing, which I really run with now. It's a big sort of trope of mine. You see it in my work all the time. Black and yellow hazard lines, liquid containers, all that sort of stuff. This is not brilliant, but you can see it's an idea in its embryonic stage, and here it is, you know. And later on I go on to do it in a much more sophisticated way. I thought this was quite nice, actually. Another abstract thing. Nice. That's just terrible, and I'm trying stuff. Obviously, I want to give my my younger self credit, you know, for trying stuff, but that is fucking shit. Yeah, it's all right. Pink, blue. I like this. Nice idea. That's not really overdeveloped there, you know, just sort of slung in there. But not bad, not bad. Utilise the space, all that. You know, honestly, about 3 out of 10, but you know, it's all right. That hurts my eyes. Why would I put green as a sort of, as a key line on there? That's mad. Doesn't go at all. Yuck. Tried something there. That's a mess, isn't it? I mean, you can't even see the you can't see the letters or anything. It's absolutely shocking. Do you notice so many letters as well? I was mad. It's because I always wanted to be a letter artist. I really wanted to be a letter. You know, the minute I do a character, it's much better. This is why I mostly do characters now. Because the minute I do a character, it's much better. I always wanted to be a letter artist though, because I think all graphers start, like when we first start, we all start by tagging, you know, with hand style. So we all want to be able to do letters. And I always wanted to be, still, even today, you know, I do the occasional bits of lettering and stuff, and I always wanted to be a really great letter artist, and I never really was. That's not bad, actually. That's not bad. I really like that fill and all that. That's quite nice in many ways. It's kind of cool. Would you call that semi-wild? I don't know if you would or not, actually. Yeah, quite like it. I can live with that. Go on, 6 out of 10. No, doesn't quite work. I've tried to mash up early ideas. You know, no, same ideas, same things. Characters again. You can see my characters developing. I mean, not my current characters, but pencil work, all that. Got really nice pencil work in those days, right? That's not me. That's somebody else. I won't talk about him. Good lad, met him on. But I won't talk about him. That's not ideas, but nah. You can see ideas, right? I'm flipping through because I've only got a bit of time left. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. It's just sort of falls apart. Oh, I painted that. Oh, in fact, there it is. I painted that back in the day. Yeah, that's about it. I'm going to wrap up there. it. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.